Welcome back friends. So, in today's lecture and in continuation with our vocabulary development, I am going to talk about word history of these four very interesting and frequently occurring words: bucolic, dearth, euthanasia and logistics. I will just tell you in what context do they occur and what is the background of these words, and then I will also continue with confusable words, words that sound alike or they are spelt alike, but they are used in different contexts with different meanings. So, bucolic is basically a literary and poetic kind of a word. In the poetry of the ancients and especially the Greek kind of poetry, shepherds and herdsmen led an idyllic existence. You know what is an idyllic? Idyllic kind of an existence, living in harmony with nature, flora, fauna, and basically living a serene, calm, quiet life in the countryside. So, idyllic existence. So, these herdsmen and shepherds, and especially in poetry, they would lead an idyllic existence while tending their flocks. They made their pleasant music on the pipes of Pan. Pan, you should know this word. Okay. So, Pan is a demigod, god. See, the Greeks have several gods and goddesses. Now, we are going to soon do a couple of classes and sessions, because so many words and vocabulary expressions are derived from the names of Greek gods and goddesses. For example, Herculean, Promethean. So, I am going to do a couple of sessions on that also. You need to know that. So, Pan was also a demigod kind of Greek god who was known for playing his pipes and basically looking after the pastoral, rural, simple country folk. So, the idea is that the city dwellers sighed for the pastoral existence of the countryside. They yearned for the pastoral existence of the countryside. The word bucolic describes this type of living. It comes from the word for herdsmen and shepherds, bucolius, a person who has to do with cows and oxen. Ox singular, oxen plural, we do not say oxes. So, from the related Latin root we get bovine, that is cow like. Okay. So, bovine, bovine is a Latin term for cow like. So, sometimes you also say the bovine menfolk of this family, cow like. So, this is what bucolic meant, related to the to life, the idyllic existence in the countryside. Bucolic, it is always an idealized description for any place. So, perhaps you can say IIT Madras campus has a bucolic environment, thick forests, living in harmony with animals and nature. So, bucolic existence. Exactly the word means living an idealized kind of an existence. Now, let us see dearth. Dearth is, you know that the meaning, the literal meaning is lack, lack of something. There is dearth of water in our city. Now, dearth is just the word that like you have to remember dear and ending in th, like warm and warmth and health, like even like deep and depth, grow and growth, true and truth. It once meant dearness, okay, but now it means scarcity. So, it reminds us that the law of supply and demand is old, that was scarce was something dear. DEAR is not always used in the loving or lovable way. Dear, we also say that it's a very for example, it cost me dearly. I bought a house, it cost me dearly, so it was very expensive. I made a mistake, it cost me dearly. I made a mistake for which I had to pay some kind of a price, emotional or material. Euthanasia, this is another, well, it derives from nowadays it is used mainly in medical terms. Literally it means an easy manner of dying. Now, the Greek prefix EU is used here, and EU means easily as a prefix. See, we have been talking about prefixes and suffixes. So, you add a prefix and it changes the meaning of a word. So, when you use the word use the prefix EU, it is done well or easily, the Greek prefix. And thanatos, Thanatos, it means death. In modern times, in contemporary usage, it means the act or practice of putting a hopelessly or terminally ill person to death painlessly. Remember, Thanatos was the Greek personification of death. Again, we are talking about Greek mythology, and Thanatos was a personification of death, twin brother of sleep and the son of night. Okay, and there is also a famous poem by William Cullen Bryant, and it is called Thanatopsis. It's a view or contemplation of death. This is how it is spelled. Please look at the spelling by William Cullen Bryant, Thanatopsis. Logistics. Now, logistics is derived from the French verb loger, L-O-G-E-R, like billing, okay? Put up for the night. An army has to be fed, transported, supplied and lodged, and logistics is the most important branch of military art and science which attends to these details. A military term, and some nowadays we also hear, so logistics has to be taken care of. Corporates are very fond of using this expression and this term nowadays. Logistics didn't work out, we tried, essentially a military word. Now, we will move on to our confusable word, and first set is deprecate and depreciate. Now, remember, deprecate is an action that means is to disapprove something strongly, deprecate, and depreciate is when the value of something comes down. So, deprecate is the idea of regret that the action has occurred and we are applying it, we deprecate it, we disapprove. Depreciate is when we belittle something, especially when we deflate and lessen it in value. Opposite to the word or opposite or opposed to the word appreciate, which means the value is increased, especially we use it in terms of property value. Another set, discomfited and discomforted. Now, discomfited means literally to be completely undone, to be defeated, to be frustrated. Adding to my discomfiture, discomfited, frustrated, undone. Discomfort is you are uncomfortable somewhere, you are not very comfortable in some surroundings. Okay. It does not literally means frustrated, but discomfited is a stronger word. Next set, disinterested and uninterested. Now, disinterested does not always mean not interested, people get confused. Uninterested means that people are not interested, but disinterested means without selfish motives, a sense of detachment. Okay, I am disinterested, I am a disinterested member of this society or this organization. I do not have vested interests. Uninterested means I do not have any interest, I have lost interest in this. Disinterested means that I do not have any objectives, I am impartial, I am unbiased. Uninterested means I am bored, indifferent. Next set of words, enormous and enormousness, enormity and enormousness. Enormity, enormousness. Okay. Now, enormity emphasizes the abnormality, the outrageousness of something, enormity of the crime, magnitude of the crime. Okay. So, I was taken aback by the enormity of the accusation level against someone. Okay. Enormousness refers to hugeness or size. I was taken aback by the enormousness of the building, of the house. It was so huge. Next set, equable and equitable. Now, equable means steady, uniform and even tempered. A countryside may have an equable climate. A person may have equable temperament, equable disposition. So, it's steady, uniform, even tempered. Equitable means just and fair. A division or a distribution of profits or goods may be equitable in accordance with equity. Next set of words, esoteric, exoteric, esoteric, exoteric. Please note down the spellings, and exotic, 3 words. Esoteric is secret in the sense of being only for the initiated, people who have been trained in something, for those in the inner circle. Eso, a prefix is within, esoteris inner. So, it is meant for the chosen few. Exoteric is opposite of esoteric, it is popular, it is easily understood. Therefore, esoteric is something which is less accessible. Esoteric is not for the general public, for the masses. You can use it in terms of certain books, esoteric books, esoteric discipline. Exoteric is something which is accessible, easily understood and popular among many. And exotic is foreign, strange, exo means outside. So, it is something which is which people find very interesting and very hard to understand, foreign. Now, sometimes they say exotic is sometimes used in terms of race also, is XYZ is an exotic race for a people of this country. So, in that way, because they are considered very colorful and peculiar in their attitudes or beliefs or appearance, okay, color of their skin. So, exotic. Okay, we also say exotic locations. So, exotic locations which are unfamiliar and foreign to us. Next set of words, exigent and exiguous. Exigent, E-X-E-G-E-N-T, exiguous. E-X-E-G-U-O-U-S. Exigent is urgent, requiring immediate attention. Do it exigently. Exiguous is small, trifling. So, exigency of a situation are the urgent needs. Exiguous is small, it does not really need that kind of attention. Next set of words, flaunt, F-L-A-U-N-T and flout, F-L-O-U-T. Flaunt means making a display proudly. You know, you people have a lot of money, they are buying big cars, big houses, foreign cars, BMW, Mercedes. We say they are flaunting their wealth. Okay. Spending a lot of money, let us say on a pair of shoes. So, flaunting your money, spending a lot of money on perhaps let us say throwing a party. So, what is the need to flaunt? You know, showing off, to make a big show off. Sometimes people may also use it in the sense of, in the context of flaunting a relationship. Okay. We don't approve of this, but it's still they are flaunting it. Now, flout means to defy, to pay no attention to disregard, flouted all the rules. You are supposed to do this, supposed to submit assignments, you do not submit on time, you are flouting all the rules of the course. Next set of words, fortuitous and gratuitous. Fortuitous is happening by chance, accidental. It does not mean fortunate or lucky. Please remember, it is happening by chance, accidental. We met fortuitously, and gratuitous is for no good reason, uncalled for, unwarranted. So, easily confused words. Next set of words, inflammable and inflammatory. Inflammable is capable of being set on fire, combustible. Petroleum is a, you know, most, or oil is an inflammable substance. We also say inflammable temperament, just burst into tantrums, temper. Inflammatory, likely to inflame passions, rousing. So, he made an inflammatory speech, okay, and which is likely to inflame passions and rouse strong emotions. Next set of words, ingenious and ingenious. Here I think you will require the spellings, pay attention to that. Ingenious, ingenious. Nious and uous, inge and uous. Ingenious is clever and resourceful. A genius is likely to be clever and resourceful. Ingenious is a frank, candid, unsophisticated, naive person. The opposite of this is disingenuous, insincere. This is clever, this is naive, candid, okay, someone who trusts easily. Next set of words, judicial and judicious. Judicial is fair, like a judge. Judicial declaration, judgment. So, and judicious is wise, prudent, sensible. A judicial decision, and when a decision is wise, we call it a judicious decision. So, judicial is legal, judicious is wise. Judicious is not used in legal terms always, it can be used in general terms also. You made a judicious, sage decision, wise decision. Next set of words, militate, militate, and mitigate, mitigate. Militate is to work against, to hinder, to fight against. It comes from miles, it is Latin for soldier, miles. Mitigate is to reduce severity of, mitigate of somebody's anguish, mitigate somebody's anguish by kind words. Mitigate is sometimes used incorrectly for militate. Militate is always against, mitigate is, militate is always followed also by the preposition against, but mitigate never. Okay, you do not say mitigate against, we say militate against. Next set of words, official, officious. Official is having an authoritative standing, official letter. Did you get the letter officially? We often ask, that is important. Officious is going beyond one's official duties, it is quite interfering, he was being too officious about it. As used and understood by most people, the word officious has gone beyond the meanings found in our dictionaries. Today, it is used with meaning of like a bossy or interfering or even domineering. Next set of words, perspicacity. Please note the spelling, perspicacity, and then perspicuity, Cuity, perspicacity, perspicuity. Those who care know that perspicacity is the quality of seeing clearly, while perspicuity is the quality of being clear. Okay? We should know that perspicacious means shrewd, the first one, and perspicuous means clear. One is shrewd, one is both adjectives. Next set of words, prescribe, Prescribe. We also prescribe textbooks or prescribe doctors prescribe medicine, and then proscribe, Proscribe. Prescribe is lay down the rules for prescription. Proscribe is prohibit. It is almost like opposite. So, synonyms for proscribe are prohibit, forbid, outlaw, interdict. Prescribe and proscribe are almost opposites. Remember that. If a course of action is prescribed, the blueprint for it is furnished. If a course of action is proscribed, it is forbidden. Next set of words, definite and definitive. Definite and definitive. Definite means certain, specific, you know. Death is a definite event. Being old is a definite, yeah, you may delay it, but everyone is certain to die, and people who live long, they will get old. So, these are definite states of the universe. Yeah. Sun is a definite entity. It is precise, it is exact, it is final, but definitive is final, conclusive. We often say the definitive word on something. He is the chairman is going to have the definitive word, or it is more commonly and more appropriately we can use it as let us say this is the definitive textbook. Seminal textbook, definite is the final word. Biography is so complete that the publication is to end all other discussion on this subject. Okay, so, biography of Abraham Lincoln, definitive biography. Okay, so this is the definitive book. So, thank you very much. We will continue with our discussion on vocabulary and more different kinds of usage in our next class.